Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. I have been taking the time to research the death of Michael Jackson. The research I have done has revealed a lot of information which I want to share with you. His death is very much connected to the inauguration of Barack Obama, which happened 156 days before his death. We'll talk more about the significance of that number 156. In this video, we'll also touch on the deaths of Whitney Houston, Tupac Shakur, Notorious B.I.G. All of their deaths share a relationship, and there's more besides them, Truth Seeker. But within the information that I will share, it should paint a very clear picture of what is truly going on in the world. Before we get into my research, I want to begin with this Dick Gregory interview that he recently did on the death of Michael Jackson and Tupac. We're just going to watch the very beginning. We're not going to watch the full interview. If you want to find this interview, just go to your YouTube, type in Dick Gregory, Michael Jackson. It will pop right up. Let's begin with what Dick Gregory says. His findings tie in with mine as well. Here we go, Truth Seeker.
Michael Jackson. I mean, you know him. It seems like he needed that fix. That money was never enough.
Wasn't money? What about money? He didn't have no childhood. See, y'all always be trying to talk about shit you don't know. He didn't have a fucking childhood. Huh? All right? He had all the money he wanted, all the fame he wanted. Huh? But he never bounced the ball. Huh? So y'all gonna sit there and talk about somebody you ain't never talked to him. Huh? Michael Jackson. Huh? A child. His mind was a child. Became one of the most powerful human beings in the world. And they killed him. And when they killed him, it's simple mathematics. He's getting ready to do the big show in London 50 times. God can't work one city 50 times. What made you think he could? And that childness in him, it never dawned on him. So he's insured. This is your show. So the insurance is on you, not the rest of the people. So they had him insured for $1.5 billion. So when they killed him, you mean the lords of London didn't see them holes in his arm? Lords of London, $1.5 billion, and they didn't see these holes. You know what?
So, Truth Seeker, I'm just going to cut it off right there. He's making the point that there was a $1.5 billion insurance policy on Michael Jackson for his upcoming This Is It tour in London, 50 shows. He is saying that Michael Jackson was killed for that insurance money. That very well might be true, but there's a lot more to his death than just insurance fraud. And in this video, Dick Gregory also touches on the death of Tupac. He says that Tupac was murdered by his own people within the car. I'm not sure that is true, but I can show you how both Michael Jackson and Tupac Shakur and many others, including Notorious B.I.G., Whitney Houston, and again, many more, have died by the numbers. So, Truth Seeker, please tune on your listening ears. The beginning of this post, what I'm about to get into, it's a lot to take in, but by the end, if you watch this entire presentation, it should be crystal clear what is going on. I understand if you're a skeptic, if you're new here, but by the end of this presentation, I promise you, I will paint a very clear picture of what's going on. So let's begin with the numerology of the date Michael Jackson died on. Michael Jackson died June 25th, 2009, exactly 156 days after Barack Obama was inaugurated as the first president. This date has numerology of 60, a number connected to conspiracy. It has a life lesson number of 42, which is most concerning because 42 is a number negatively stamped on black Americans again and again. The number 42 represents the word nigger. That is the reason Jackie Robinson wore 42. The people responsible for this sick numerological joke are the Zionist Jews, the false Jews. They are referenced in Revelation, the final book of the Bible. In Revelation, it says the false Jews, the synagogue of Satan, will rule in the end times. 42 is a number used again and again in very negative ways against black Americans. Michael Jackson dying on a date with a life lesson number of 42 is no surprise in this regard. It's also a date with 24 numerology, the reflection of 42, and a date with 40 numerology. Now, truth seeker, what I'm about to say right here might seem like a very loose, very weak connection, but by the end, you will understand how significant what I'm about to say is. The number 40, when written out as a word, has a gematria of 84. 84, a special number to the United States of America, a special number in a lot of regards connecting to his death. Back in 2009, when Michael Jackson died, it caught us all by surprise. And in 2009, I did not know the language of gematria. I didn't even know it was a practice. I had very little numerology understanding. But I did recognize that the date Michael Jackson died on was the date that George Orwell, the author of 1984, was born. I'm personally a big fan of the authors Kurt Vonnegut and George Orwell. I know a lot about both of those men. So at the time when Michael Jackson died, I said, oh, weird, dying on George Orwell's birthday. That's interesting. 84 was also a big year for Michael Jackson. If you've never read the book 1984, it is a science fiction novel written after World War II about a futuristic nation, a lot like the modern-day United States of America, that is ruled with tyranny. Notice United States of America in Pythagorean gematria sums to 84. Michael Jackson, one of the greatest stars in the history of the nation. The biggest pop star ever. Also, truth seeker, when Michael Jackson died, he was taken to Ronald Reagan Medical Center at UCLA. Ronald Reagan was the president of the country in 1984, and Michael Jackson's body being taken to this hospital is no doubt a clue for what is to come with Barack Obama, which we will get to. With regards to Obama, he also shares a connection to this number 84. Obama in Jewish gematria equals 84. His birthday is August 4th, which can be written 8/4. If you've ever read the book 1984, it begins on the date of April 4th. That's how the book begins. Those are the opening words. April 4th. April 4th has been a fateful day in history. The first president to ever die in office died on April 4th, 1841. That was the first Whig president, William Henry Harrison, the ninth president, who died 1 month into his term. Also in history, Martin Luther King Jr. would be assassinated on April 4th. Dick Gregory was just wearing a Martin Luther King Jr. memorial hat. What's interesting about our language and our calendar is there's a lot of synchronicities. If you write out the word 44 in Summit, it sums to 144. If you write out April 4th in Summit, it sums to 144. This is a number very much connected to political assassinations. The last president to be assassinated was John F. Kennedy, the 44th term president, who died on the first day of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, truth seeker, has a gematria of 144, and I'll show this so you don't have to take my word for it. Sagittarius, 144. John F. Kennedy's brother, Robert F. Kennedy, would die on 1:44 in the morning on June 6th. Robert Kennedy would die June 6th at 1:44 in the morning. We're going to talk about the number 66 in regards to Michael Jackson. I want you to notice that Robert Kennedy and Sirhan Sirhan, his assassin, have gematria of 66. Robert Kennedy would die on 6/6, June 6th at 1:44 in the morning. This number 144, it is connected to 44. Abraham Lincoln Abraham, a name with 44 gematria. He would die shortly after giving the Gettysburg Address. On April 4th, Lincoln dreamed that he would be assassinated. He would be shot 10 days later, having gematria of 144 as well. And Robert Kennedy gave a speech on gun control 10 days before his death. And that was in regards to the MLK assassination, who died on April 4th. It is the Freemasons and the Zionists who are killing people by the numbers, Truth Seeker. The Zionists, the Freemasons, they control the record studios, they control the movie studios, they control news media, they control political offices. In 1983, the band The Police released a song called Killing by the Numbers. It is the last song on the album Synchronicity, released in 83. If you take the time to listen to that song, it is a song exactly about what I'm presenting. How easy it is to kill people by the numbers. There's a lot more, Truth Seekers. Stay with me. This will be very rewarding information by the time we're done. Notice that Michael Jackson was born August 29th, 1958. His birth numerology yields similar numbers to the day he died on. He died on a date with 60 and 42 numerology. Remember, 60, a number of conspiracy. Also, his birth has numerology of 42, this number often stamped on black Americans in a negative way, the number representing nigger. The numbers coded most on black Americans are 42 and 59. Michael Jackson's birthday also has a numerology of 95, which is the reflection of 59. What's interesting about him being born in the year 58 is that Freemasonry has gematria of 58. Gary, Indiana, where he was born, has gematria of 58. Also born in the year 58. With regards to this 4259, this is what I want you to know, Truth Seeker. The kill number in Jewish gematria is 59. Black people all over this planet have a very real conspiracy waged against them, actively being killed through war, disease, the setting up of a nation with laws and neighborhoods and prisons that traps young black youth from a young age. All of these words have gematria of 59, Truth Seeker. Negro, slave, blues. Motown Records came out in 59. Miles Davis came out in 59. Miles Davis equals 59. Show you something very quickly, Truth Seeker, about the most hateful word for black Americans. Notice this word, Truth Seeker. It sums to 42. Within the word, the numbers 59 are coded twice. These numbers, 42 and 59, the ones stamped on black Americans again and again. What's interesting about the numbers 5 and 9, which make up 42, is they are the only numbers that have a gematria of 42. So 42 and 59 also share a relationship. You need to understand these things as we go through this information to see the significance and meaning behind the numbers.